Yo, salute to everybody out there in the YTBC, man. What's happening? This is Boxing Nocturnal Thoughts, man. I'm just thinking right now the keys of victory, you know what I'm saying, going into round 13 for Jermell, Charlo, and Brian Castano. First of all, I want to say that Jermell Charlo is definitely going to have a more flagitious demeanor. He won't be able to be a media darling and go into this thing being passive aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Like, he keeps talking about this lion, Lion's Den, him and his brother, Lion's Den and Lions Only. And it's nothing more heartbreaking than a lion that forgets how to hunt. You know what I'm saying? We've seen those lions in the zoo and they just throw them food, and the look on their face once they've been institutionalized, or behind walls and bars for their whole life, they just have that glazed over look in their face. They forget how to be a lion. Anyways, man, but he has to have a more aggressive style in this rematch. Jermell Charlo going into this rematch has to have a more offensively aggressive style against Brian Castano. I don't think he's going to win a fight on the back foot, being more cautious and defensive. So, first of all, he said one thing in the Brian Custer Last Man Standing podcast interview. He said one thing that stood out to me. He said a whole lot of things, but one thing that he said that stood out to me is that in that fight against Brian Castano, he let himself down. And to me, that sounded like wholehearted truth. And they say in war, the first thing that dies in war is the truth. You know what I mean? I'll let y'all marinate on that. The first thing that dies in war is the truth. But he's being honest with himself, and he said he let himself down in that fight. He had a lot of things going on in his personal life that could have affected his camp, his training, his preparation, and his performance. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. He has proven to be a man of his word, especially when it comes to getting revenge in a rematch fight. You know what I'm saying? A la, voila, voila. A la Tony Harrison rematch against Jermell and Charlo. You dig what I'm saying? So, a couple of three things. First of all, his attack, he was on the back foot, but when he was on the front foot, it was straight down the pike with a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. It wasn't very creative. I would like to see him be more creative. I know he's a knockout artist. He has like 30-something fights with 18 knockouts. He knocked out Jorge Cota, knocked out Tony Harrison, knocked out the Banana, you know what I'm saying, Jazan Rosario. But I would like to see him be prepared for a 12-round battle going into this 13th round. I would like to see him be more creative, not looking for a knockout, but looking to break his man down. Instead of just going in on that straight line attack, 1-2, 1-2, I would like to see him 1-2 pivot, work around, hook to the body. When they are on the straight line, Brian Castano is constantly moving, bobbing, weaving, and I would like to see him split the guard. I would like to see Jermell Charlo get down a little bit, sit down on the punch, and rip up these uppercuts, split the guard. You know what I'm saying? Instead of the 1-2, 1-2, I would like to see him 1-2, sit down on it, and rip an uppercut, split the guard. You know what I mean? And the thing is, Jermell Charlo is 5'11". Working the body of Tony Harrison was different. Working the body for Jazan Rosario was different. Brian Castano is 5'7", and his defense is compact. So it's going to be where there is risk. It reminds me of Gervonta Tank Davis versus Isaac Cruz. He just wasn't willing to risk trying to get down deep on the lower man, on the shorter man. He was not trying to risk what he knew he wanted to do, which is get down and work the body, because he felt like he was giving up too much real estate. You know what I'm saying? He felt like if he would try to get down low on Isaac Cruz and work his body, then he would be leaving himself vulnerable and susceptible to taking too much punishment. And I think that's going to be a little bit of a problem for Jermell Charlo, because Brian Castano has a nice compact defense down low, and he's shorter, and Jermell Charlo might not be as comfortable, you know, trying to get down, sit on those punches and rip shots to the body without leaving himself open. So another alternative, another adjustment I would like to see him make, instead of just working on a straight line and constantly letting Brian Castano control the real estate and move around, I would like to see him try to work behind, I would like to see Jermell Charlo work behind his jab, work behind his shield, and start to just walk him down. Just pressure him. You're the bigger man. You know what I'm saying? You have a size advantage. Don't waste so much energy going to the beat of his drum, letting him push you around the ring. Slow it down, and then just walk him down behind your guard, behind your jab, and then start to frame him. Pin him against the rope, pin him in the corner, or even in the, you know what I'm saying? And once you got him in the spot you want him to be, then start to work shots down to the body. You know what I mean? That's what I would like to see Jermell Charlo do. Walk him down behind his guard. Walk him down behind the jet. Conserve some of that energy and be more explosive on punches that you can sit down on and have better placement. Those are two adjustments I would like to see Jermell Charlo. Be more mentally flirtatious, more dominant, more aggressive, and more creative. You know what I'm saying? Have a strategy that's going to have plan A, plan B, and plan C. Don't worry about what it looked like. Don't get caught up in being a media darling. Don't get caught up in your conspiracy theories. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, remember that you fight your first fight like it's your last fight. You know what I'm saying? And your last fight like it's your first fight. Stay hungry. You know what I'm saying? Stay motivated and stay on a path of being undisputed. As far as the adjustments for the keys of victory for Brian Castano, he really just has to do more of the same. He has to put on the same exact performance. A lot of people already think he won the first fight. So all he has to do is show up and show out and not let it look like a fluke, like a flash in the pan or lightning in the bottle. He damn near can just copy paste the same exact performance. You know what I'm saying? But he does have to stay with the same style, busyness. You know, I wouldn't try to make too many adjustments if I was Brian Castano. I would just make sure my gas tank is proper. You know what I'm saying? My stamina is proper. I'm fully healthy, and I can put on the exact same performance. You know, with his defense and his art, if he can do the same thing, if he can manage to still push Jermell Charlo around and clip him with those little inside shots, and it doesn't look like the, you know, pendulum has completely swung in the direction of Jermell Charlo, and Brian Castano has his moments the same way he had in his first fight, then I think in a lot of people's eyes, they automatically are going to give him that fight in the rematch if it plays out very close, if it plays out the same. I'm going to go deeper into what when I look at Brian Castano's chances of winning, or if the draw. I want to go into another video. I'm not going to make this video too long and stretch it out. That's the way I think about it right now. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Give me some ideas on the keys of victory for Brian Castano and Jermell Charlo. Salute, salute, salute.